Hello, my loves. I'm going to share a few of my manifestation things that came true today just by keeping on my mental diet and not thinking against it and just affirm, affirm, affirm. And this is to remind you guys of your power, because when you hear other people's stories, you're like, oh, well, if they can do it, then I can do it. And this is exactly why I share my own personal successes with you guys. These are simple little things, but you can use the power of your mind for everyday, normal, simple little things to get what you want. The first one was a week-long free gym pass after I checked all of the gyms online, and all of the drop-ins were like $21 to $25 for one day. And I was like, there's no way I'm paying that for a day. So the other day I did a workout outside, and then the next day I was walking, you guys, thinking, you know what, I'm gonna find a gym and get a free gym pass, or I'm just gonna get like a way better deal. And I'm just going about my business, and later on that day I walked by a building that I've never even seen before, even though I know this area, and they had a free trial pass there for that gym and other gyms, and I was like, what the heck? So I ended up getting a free trial pass, even though I googled and my mind was like, no dude, you gotta pay, because I literally checked out all of the gyms. So that was really cool because it's an area I know well. The second thing was, I was really stressed out about my international flight that I just got to a new country yesterday, and I was a little bit stressed out about things, so I was listening to my subliminal, one of my subliminals that is not posted yet, overnight. I don't think it's posted yet, just to like calm my nerves, and everything in my life is perfect, everything's always going well, my world treats me well, my world takes care of me, my world supports me, etc., things like that. And so I got on my flight, and it was quite a small flight, and it was empty, you guys. This is a very hot, popular destination, and it was completely empty. It was really freaking weird. I ended up getting an entire row with the upgraded extra seats to myself. Well, I went and picked it out myself because no one was on the plane. And then I had an assumption that maybe the flight attendant, like in my head, my thoughts were like, maybe the flight attendants are not gonna like me because I went and took the luxury seat even though no one was there. It's just like old programming in my mind thinking, oh, this isn't right to do, but it was not my own thoughts. It's just like, you know, when you're picking up on outer noise. So this is why it's important to listen to what is going on in your head, because you could be having, like, picking up on, we're basically antennas. Like, we pick up on other people's thoughts, we pick up on the collective consciousness thoughts, like just all of these things in childhood programming. So those weren't even my thoughts, but that was kind of going on in the back of my head. And she was actually a little rude with me, and I was like, that's weird. And then I sat with myself and I was like, well, I had that assumption. And then I went in my mind and changed it. I'm like, no, she loves me. She thinks it's so cool that I'm traveling by myself. Oh my gosh, she's so sweet to me. The next time she came back, she was smiling. She's like, dear, would you like anything to eat? And I was like, no, I'm fine. And she's like, are you sure? Because I got you extra goodies. And she just like grabbed this handful of snacks and gave it to me, and no one else got all those snacks. Like, she was so sweet to me, and she kept coming to talk to me, and she was smiling. Like, so yes, it's good to remember that your world reflects your assumptions and your inner beliefs and what is going on in your head, even when you're unconsciously aware of it. So it's very important to be conscious of what is going on in your head and your assumptions that you have about people, because that was an immediate difference. She was at the beginning rude to me. Like, she came and sat by me, and she said something like about me sitting there, and then I was like, oh no, she loves me. She was just like telling me like, this is not a normal spot for someone to sit. But she loves me. Like, she's so sweet to me, and she came back with all these freaking goodies, and she was so freaking nice to me. Like, no one else was getting all these treats. And so the third thing, actually I have a lot more than 3, but I'm just gonna say 3 for the sake of this video. It's supposed to be really short. I'm making it on Instagram. It's supposed to be like 60 seconds, but I like to talk. So the third thing was kind of a big swap. I'm actually gonna throw in 4. I'm gonna throw in the 4th one right now. So I've been here for like 2 days in my new location. I'm just hopping around. I'm not settled. But I was thinking to myself, oh, wouldn't it be nice to get something for free? And I was also at the grocery store, and I was looking at these granola cookies that I wanted. But I decided to put it back because I got a lot of groceries. Like, I almost got too many groceries, because, you know, I like to cook from home. So even in the hotel, I like will go buy my groceries and cook my food here. But I didn't get the granola for my yogurt, and I really wanted it, but I was like, you know, I have too much stuff to carry back anyways. So I go to a gym, and someone came over to me with cookies. They gave them to me. They gave me cookies, like this cookie granola bar thing. And I was like, well, I got my thing for free. And I ended up also getting, one of the trainers came over and gave me a number. But this has been an assumption for me since I have been living in Mexico. And it has been true. Like, this is just an assumption. It happened one time, and it's like the same thing that keeps happening every time I go to a gym. Someone gives me their number, like every single time here in Mexico, because that has been my assumption. Actually, when I went back to Canada, it started happening too. But as soon as you make an assumption about something, it happens. So if I want to, I can change that assumption and it won't ever happen again. But that was just for the sake of the cookie story. Like, that was kind of cool that I ended up getting like a cookie granola that I wanted from the store. But I didn't even think about that. My affirmation from the beginning of the day, because I set intentions for the beginning of the day of what I want to happen. I'm going to go into an actual video talking about this, but I just said it would be nice to get something for free, and I got the exact thing I wanted. Like, what? I didn't even do it was just kind of cool. Okay, the third thing. Okay, so this was a big one. I ended up getting, it was supposed to be a really nice place that I'm staying in, and I got here and it was nothing like the pictures, and I was so mad. Like, the room wasn't cleaned, you guys. The kitchenette was disgusting, wasn't cleaned properly or anything. I went to go out to the pool, it was disgusting, nothing was cleaned, and I was like, I paid a lot, like what I would pay in Canada to be in this place, and it's like a hostel. I'm not paying to be in a hostel, what the heck? And I was really upset. And I was trying to get a refund and nothing was really working. And then I kind of sat with myself. I'm like, Veda, like, relax, like, get out of your head, like, nothing is set in stone, remember that. So I was like, you know what, everything's perfect. This place is actually really clean, it's actually really nice, even though it was not. And I was really, really not in a good place. I was just upset, and I couldn't find another place to stay because everything was booked up. So basically I ended up staying the one night, and the next day I was like freaking out trying to find a place, couldn't find a place. And then I was really in my head, and then I went for a nice smoothie bowl and sat there, and I was like, you know what, I'm in control of my reality, nothing's set in stone, everything is perfect, everything is fine. You know what, my room, it like, everything is clean, the building's clean, it's actually a really nice place. I actually really love where I'm staying. And I go back and there's a new lady there, and I just mentioned that it was dirty, and she was like, oh, I'm so sorry, the building has been packed, and the housekeeper's been trying to keep up, but people have just been coming and going. She'll go clean it right now. And what else was it? Like, they were so nice to me, and the guy even gave me a towel to go to the beach, and they were like really kind and friendly, which I was not getting that vibe when I first got here. And when I walked through the building, everything was spotless. It was like completely opposite to the first day. It's weird because the guy that was here the first night, who I was trying to talk to, and he was just like not helping or anything, is gone, you guys. There's two like completely different people that own the place. That person isn't even here. It was kind of like, this is what like parallel realities is. Like, every single second we're like in a different timeline, and you don't notice it unless you like are focused on manifesting bigger things. Like, sometimes you will notice like something completely that was not there in your reality that you remember, and it just appears. That is because we're like constantly flipping through different timelines. So that was actually like, this person wasn't even there, which is interesting. And the people that are here now are so kind, so nice. The pool area is not dirty. Like, that was weird because there's grease marks everywhere. So maybe the cleaner cleaned it, but there was like, how did that happen overnight? The cleaner comes in the day. And if you have been subscribed to my channel for a long time, you know I talk about this stuff all the time. But the reason I'm sharing these things, even though they may seem little to you, is because these are the things I was really struggling with the past few days. Really, well, not really the gym. Well, the gym thing was cool because that gym, I've never even seen this gym before, and I got a free trial pass. That's cool because I wasn't even aware of this gym, and trust me, I know all the gyms in the area. And the granola bar cookie thing was shocking because I wasn't even like thinking about that or doing an isn't it wonderful or something like that. So that was cool. And the whole thing, you guys, I was so mad about the hotel, like so mad. So for me to actually, and when I'm mad, it's like really hard to get out of your head, right? It's like when you're really past that point of just like so pissed off at everything. And for me to just see it change that fast when I in like such a low state was incredible. To be honest, I wasn't even mad. I was just upset and regretting that I came to this area, just because it was just a shitty day, like a shitty night and whole everything. But as soon as I just started focusing on the affirmations, everything is fine. Even though I was like tearing up and crying, I was pretty upset, just like, oh, nothing's working out, all these things are happening, why did I even come here, I made the wrong choice. Like, I was just going off, and then I kind of let it out, everything's okay, everything's gonna be okay. You know what, I'm so grateful. Actually, I forgot to mention that I'm so grateful that I have a place to stay. I'm so grateful that I'm safe. Actually, those are the affirmations I did overnight. I totally forgot about that until now. I was quite anxious and regretting my decision, and I just laid in bed. I was like, I am loved, I am safe, I am secure. I am loved, I am safe, I am secure. I have a roof over my head. I have food in this kitchenette. Everything's okay. I am safe, I am secure, I am loved, and my world takes. And sometimes when you have really hard moments, it's easy to forget that we are creating our reality. And we might just say, oh, this is bullshit, this shit doesn't work. But when your head goes to that area of thoughts, your thoughts are going to prove you right either way. So let out the emotion somehow, like I did. I ended up crying, and I needed to go for a walk. So I went for a walk in the middle of the night. And then I did those affirmations the next day. I was still like not feeling very good about it. And then I went and got a smoothie bowl, something that makes me feel good. And I just took a deep breath, and I was like, you know what? I'm so blessed that I get to have this smoothie bowl. I'm so blessed that I even have a freaking place to stay, okay? Even if it's not what I thought it was, but it's gonna be okay. And I just kept saying that to myself, it's gonna be okay. And then I showed up back at the hotel, and it was like an instant switch. So just remember that no matter what, your thoughts are always creating. That is how things work. We are conscious creators, and we create with our thoughts and our assumptions and our belief system. It's projected into the 3D because the 3D is a leg of our previous assumption, our previous belief system, current, I guess, but it shows up after we have the assumption and the thought about it. And we aren't even creating, we are just aligning ourselves to the reality, the experience that has already happened. Everything is already finished. We are just choosing what we want to experience with our assumptions, conscious or unconscious. So that is what I wanted to share with you guys, is to remind you of the power of your thoughts and your emotions, and giving thanks and gratitude, even when you're struggling like I was in this situation. Do anything you possibly can in that moment to get yourself out of that emotion. Like, let it out, cry, go for a walk, get your mind off of it, and start thinking about things that you're appreciative for, and then look back on the situation. Try to see why it happened. Maybe it was an internal assumption that you made the wrong choice. That was mine. I fucked up. I didn't make the right choice, and I changed it, and everything turned out better than I thought in the moment. Anyways, I just wanted to share that. Love you guys so much. If you have any success stories, little or big, leave them down below for other people to see, because when you share your own success stories on these things, it helps other people who are struggling have hope for themselves. I know when I was going through the whole law of attraction, law of assumption community, and I didn't fully understand that my thoughts were creating reality, I would binge people's success stories to really ingrain it in myself that things that I didn't think were possible were possible. So keep taking all that good stuff in and leave everything behind that doesn't resonate, doesn't serve you, doesn't feel good, okay? Focus on what makes you feel good and what makes you happy, no matter what. And with that being said, all my links are down below. I'm gonna go to the beach now. And I hope each and every one of you have a friggin' fantastic day, lunch, noon, evening, I don't know, whenever you're listening to this. Peace and love. Mwah.